My name is Norma Miller, also known as the Queen of Swing, and I'm here on behalf of the Louis Armstrong Jazz Camp, a camp where young people can come together and they study American jazz. Jazz is our heritage. Jazz is as American as apple pie. We lost our school at Katrina, but we have continued the work in spite of it, and today we're come to you and asking you to help us continue this work, because the only way our music can continue is that young people can study it and keep it alive in the name of Louis Armstrong. We ask your help. You can send donations to Bank of America Queen of Swing or PayPal Queen of Swing, whichever way. Help us. We need your help to continue. Thank you, and God bless you.
This program was started really to augment the lack of music education in schools. We also felt that if we were to do something, that Louis Armstrong should be the focal point of it, and that any child who felt they wanted to study music in its birthplace should have the opportunity to either travel to New Orleans, or who lived in New Orleans should be able to do that.
It's a pleasure and a privilege to be able to serve children on this level. What we do as musicians, what we do as teachers, is not just to teach the subject matter, not just to teach the technique, not just to teach the theory, but we teach the heart. Music is the heart, and we teach kids how to go in there, inside your heart, and get this out and express it.
Each one of the professors are handpicked in order to make it easy for a child, because in a good big band there's always an age difference. Like in the Ellington and Count Basie band, there was always people in their 70s, there's always some people in their 50s, some people in their 20s and 30s. So each one teach one. That's the way jazz has always been.
Louis Armstrong was a very special person in the culture of America. He gave America its culture, because before that, remember, we were considered a raw country. We were considered primitive because we didn't create anything. Everything was imported to this country. And here was a man in a place called New Orleans that gave us a sound. And it was that sound and that smile and that style that was able to go around the world, and the world recognized the great Louis Armstrong. And by recognizing the great Louis Armstrong, they recognized the music that he created, which was called jazz.
We allow them to discover this beauty within them. And if we're consistent with it, they bring it home. They bring it to the family, you know, and just in little things. Maybe it's the way the dishes are being washed or something like that. But they bring this thing home that, hey, we can do better, we can achieve, we are important, and they bring that home, and it brushes off.
There is nothing like seeing the light go on for a young student. You know, you see that young man or that young woman come in, say the first day of camp or the first week, and they are struggling. And by week 2 or week 2 and a half, they got it. I mean, how can you, what's better than seeing a young person really work to their full potential? The kids, the performance, you see the pride on the faces of the children. You see the pride on the faces of the parents. You see the kids mature. You see them really loving their instructors. They can't wait until Norma comes in. They're asking, is Miss Norma coming? Is Miss Norma coming? They look forward to seeing her. I mean, isn't that what life is about? Us sharing our God-given gifts with kids. I mean, what good does it do you to live your life and you leave nothing? What is your legacy going to be about? It's not so much about bright lights. It's about really having been a good citizen, having left the world a better place, and by sharing and giving to kids.
To see Miss Miller doing this duet with this young kid. That's one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. And it's funny, it's exciting, and it lifts your spirit, and it's, at the same time you're talking about Louis, you know. And then I get to blow a solo in it. I love it.
Well, I wrote this song as a tribute to Louis Armstrong. And it's a song that will tell you what he was about, and there was no other way for me to pay a tribute to a man that created such a great moment in our lives. And the song lives on forever. So I thought, what would be better than working with the kids in New Orleans, along with the kids who sang the song with me, and we were hoping that we could get it on the charts, and if we can get it out to maybe one of the billboards or something. That was the main reason behind writing the song about jazz and the story of Louis Armstrong. He's the man that created this jazz that I wrote about.